does failure mean to you? So I personally felt that failure meant that I wasn't good enough. And I felt that failure meant that I couldn't do well. Failure to me was an indication of who I really was, because that's how I judged myself. If I failed in something, then that means I'm not good enough. It just means that I'm not capable of getting that stuff. It just means I cannot be successful. So yes, I judged myself a lot based on the results I've had in my life. And most of us are doing the same thing. And truth is that there's really nothing you can do about it. You just can't help but judge yourself based on our results. It's fine. But then we have to admit that a lot of things that we failed in our business, in our family, in our relationships, in even our concepts, even the friends that we've chosen. We have to admit that we failed in so many places. We could choose the area of accusing, throwing fist pumps, regretting, which are okay, but do they really help you get the results you want? I'm thinking no. So what do you do when you actually are faced with a failed result or a failed goal that you've had for a long time? And the worst case is if you have been on this thing for months, even going to years. What do you do? I'm going to be sharing with you 3 different things that can actually help you to achieve this. And guess what? These are not strategies that you're used to. These are actually mindset strategies. So get it up. Let's begin. So number 1, I want you to face the fear. I want you to face the pain of this failure. Like, face it. Why would I face it? I don't want to experience it. I want to forget that it's actually happened to me. I want to move on. Yes, this strategy is to help you to move on. So face it. What went wrong? What could I have done better? At what point did this deal actually go south? What were indications that made this thing go south? Could I have done things better? What are things like who can I actually bring in that can make this result better or get me the results faster? Check all those indices about your goal. Now you've done that, keep that aside. Number 2, I want you to now send love towards that failure. You're like, love care. Something I want to let go and forget. We are getting to that point. Now, when you actually have a failure, what happens? You have that memory taken to a box in your brain somewhere that is kept for something in the future now to save you from not repeating that same mistake. We don't want to do that. We don't want to keep that experience in a box in the back of your brain. We want to let that experience move on. So now, I want to send love to that experience of that pain. Send love to the feeling of regret you feel, feeling of rejection, feeling of anxiety, feeling like, oh my goodness, why am I always failing? Every negative emotion you're feeling towards this pain, I want to send love to it. Every emotion you feel, I want to love that emotion. You're like, hey God, how can I accept a feeling of rejection? No, I'm not telling you to accept, I'm telling you to love the feeling. Why? Because when you send love to an emotion, that negative emotion washes off. It gets lesser and less powerful over you. And when it gets less powerful, it doesn't consume you that much. Now what happens is that when you are able to now look at part 1, which is facing the goal, you're able to now see different interpretations of your experience. And funny enough, when you get to stage, you're actually able to now see a different experience, a different interpretation of what you've gone through. You don't see it as, oh, I'm a failure. You see it as, oh, I did not execute this better, or I didn't have the right team, or I was insecure at that point, or I just didn't know how to choose my friends. You'll be able to see a different interpretation of that experience. And when you have a different interpretation of an experience, it has a less negative effect on you, your life, and around you. Now, number 3, let it go. You're like, now, I know, I'm going to let it go. Move away from it as far as possible. Which is okay, but that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about you letting it go and then still dreading it, letting it go and still wishing it never happened, letting it go and still feeling regret about it. No, I mean, let it go and let it go. Let your heart, your emotions towards it be fine. Let it be open. Let it be clean. Let it go. In other words, if you feel any negative emotion towards it, just shake it and say, you know what, it's an experience, it's okay, I'm alright. Let the emotion drop off you like a heavy bag on the floor. And whenever it pops up in your head, send love towards that emotion and let it go. Now what this happens is that all the things I've mentioned is just to help you to have a different interpretation of this experience. So your mind can open up to the different lessons that need to be learned, to the different options that you can take, and gives you more energy from a positive point of view to take action consistently regardless of the failure of this experience. And result, you get to take actions consistently regardless of whatever happens to you, and you get to have more achieved goals in your life. Sound like something you want to experience? Try it out and get back to me. I'd like to know how it went for you. Alright, take care. My name is Imo Williams. I'm a mindset coach and a brand strategist, and I'm here to help you to activate your dream results. Have a lovely day.